Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just driving back from lunch, going to the office again. So today I want to talk to you about the 80-20 principle, Pareto principle. I'm pretty sure many of you heard this, but I'll just repeat it again. So the principle is that 20% of your efforts will account for 80, even more of your results. And in business, you keep seeing this over and over and over again. You can't really escape it. Like recently, if you're doing Amazon FBA, if you do an analysis of your breakdown of all your SKUs, what you're selling online, you're gonna see that maybe 20% of your products make over probably 80% of your profits. I recently did this, and I see that only 1 or 2 products make up the bulk of my profits every day. So what I did was simply just reordered a lot more of it and put more of my focus on those 2 SKUs. That means building out more basically testing more and trying to increase the conversions for both those SKUs, which is basically testing out different keywords, different images, making videos, and doing more detailed and tailored email follow-ups to get reviews for those products. In other businesses, not just at Amazon FBA, you'll notice this as well. Like in our mobile app company, in the beginning we had like 50 games, and then we kept doing the analysis maybe quarterly, and you keep seeing steady increase in only 1 or 2 games, the revenue. And right now the majority of our revenue comes from one game only. One game makes up 80% of revenue. And same thing, you double down on it and you focus your attention on what is currently making you the most money, as well as making you the most value. You don't basically scatter your energy, and you try to focus your energy on what is producing you the most return on your time, efforts, and money. A lot of people starting out, I think, you have a lot of energy and then you want to try everything, and you get after a certain point, I think 10 product launches in Amazon FBA or in mobile apps or any other thing like CPA offers. You do 10 offers or 10 mobile app games, you can see a pattern, and then you do analysis and you say, oh, this one makes me the most money, and then you focus your attention on it, and you don't scale sideways, you scale vertically, basically. That means same thing, you double down on your efforts, you market it heavily, a lot more, and you improve on the offer or product. And your time and effort should be, it doesn't have to overlap. Like if one game is making you 80% of the money, I don't think you need to put necessarily 80% of your time on it, but you should prioritize a lot of your manpower or other people's manpower, time into that game, while you not just the upkeep of it, but innovation and something new for it. For example, for a mobile app, you could think about releasing a chapter or a new series based on that game, like number 1 and then number 2, or you could do a major update on it, or even focus in on the metrics that you think will increase the visibility of that game even more. For example, in mobile apps, retention rate, day one retention rate is very important. So you focus a lot of your attention on increasing that metric instead of fixing little bugs for obscure phones, for example. Okay. In life, this is, I think, also relevant. I know Tim Ferriss talks about it a lot, like in his book 4-Hour Workweek, he talks about how a lot of your time is wasted on things you think are important but are really not. And I mentioned this in the previous video, like if you have a job or business, you list out all the top, I think, half a dozen things you do every day that takes up most of your time. After that, you write down how it affects the value, how much value basically returns to you. And if you do analysis on that and you figure out, oh, I'm spending most of the time on this and it's actually bringing in hardly any value, you have to either cut it or outsource it. That's the only way you could grow. If you don't, you're just going to be in a perpetual state of stagnation and not in growth. Okay? In business is a lot of people go into business thinking, oh, I'm going to get this out of it, get this out of it. I think it's an unfoldment of your personal development as well. It is basically an expression of how you think, and I think, what you want to bring to this world. In the beginning, the motivation to earn a certain amount is very strong. I mean, it is, very strong, especially if you quit your job and you have no safety net, basically. You're gonna be motivated by desperation, I guess, and fear, and you can do some things that are quite gray hat, I would say. But once you settle down and you make a certain amount, and then there's the other end of the spectrum. You make a certain amount and then you hit something that you think, wow, that's actually pretty good. You stagnate and you will have no more urgency to, continue when you first started. I've seen this with many business people, and even in employees. They make become a manager and they have 5 people under them, and then there's almost no motivation to get more, grow. Basically, they're comfortable. You don't want being too comfortable, and you don't want to be too desperate, basically. And in between that, it is increasing your standard every day. And once you have that, it's a lot of people put their focus on the standards that by comparing to other people. But at the end of the day, if that's what motivates you, you can't really sustain that. You have to always be constantly growing internally, because if you're comparing with someone else, you might actually, you don't know how they're developing, as what their standards are. So one day, if you keep on comparing yourself to other people, you're gonna, it's not tied directly into something scalable, basically what I'm saying, because you're tying it something outside of yourself. So if you set standards for yourself and you develop it personally, it's unlimited, I think. And a lot of it has to do with I said this before, the mindset and how you grow up with, how you grew up, your life experience, as well as the people around you. Okay? So you could change pretty much any trait that for you personally don't want to associate yourself with anymore. If you actually decide to do it, I mean, it's just a matter of decision, I think. once you decide, you're able to create a new, kind of like a new personality, I would say, and a mindset that goes with it. And the longer you associate yourself through mental exercises, associating with people, like-minded people, you'll be able to develop this into a concrete and more stable mindset, basically. Okay, I think I've ran it on long enough. I'm almost back at the office. Okay, I'll do another update on the current FBA Amazon journey in more detail once I get back to the office later this week. I know I didn't show you guys any numbers. There was a dip maybe a week ago during Labor Day, but then it started picking up again, and I actually sold out of like 2 more SKUs. But after analysis, I see they're actually not that profitable, but high sales volume. So I'll restock that, and these are updates I want to show you guys. But till then, thank you for viewing, and if you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you.